interviewed would just start caring.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'd be like, what's the TPP? Is that toilet paper? Might as well be, because it's flushing the country down the toilet.
And that was Rex Jones's first outing with a microphone talking to people.
Yeah.
Guy did a masterful job. So, yeah, let's go to Bounds Report. Maybe we'll play a couple ads. Encourage people out there, if you're watching this right now on YouTube or on Infowars.com/show, we always appreciate our PrisonPlanet.tv members who are big supporters of us. PrisonPlanet.tv, you can share your username and password with up to 20 people. So by getting one membership, you can share it with up to 20 people, and you could all be watching at the same time the show that you're watching right now. So we're going to reconnect with Joe Biggs here after this short break and see what else is going on in Phoenix. We thank you for joining us for this live coverage here on the InfoWars Nightly News. We're, 2 hours in right now?
Yep.
Wow, there you go. So we'll be right back after this.
And I've said this consistently. My job in the executive branch is supposed to be to carry out the laws that are passed. What I'm not going to do is just wait. I think it's fair to say that I've shown a lot of patience and tried to work on a bipartisan basis as much as possible. And I'm going to keep on doing so, but in the meantime, let's figure out what we can do lawfully through executive action.
What about what's in the interest of the American people? America is not an oligarchy. The masters of the universe, they don't get to meet at the White House and decide how to run this country.
President Obama's legacy of bulldozing the Constitution with an executive branch arrogance unparalleled in American history has hit another snag. The judicial branch has yet again foiled the globalist-engineered subversive dilution of what remains of America's receding middle class. As 53% of Democrats are chomping at the bit to get illegals voting according to a recent Rasmussen poll, the American middle class has receded by over 10%. As more illegals pick up blue and white-collar American jobs the liberals would have you believe are jobs Americans won't do, a lower middle-class income is becoming the norm for born and raised Americans. Obama's plans were thwarted on Tuesday after a federal appeals court in New Orleans denied the executive request to implement action deferring deportation of millions of illegals. 26 states, including Texas, are suing and want the action put on permanent hold. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said Texas just won the executive amnesty case at the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. The Constitution wins. Obama must now throw the Hail Mary to the Supreme Court, but that move could put his action in limbo until the end of his reign in office. His administration has decided to focus on the appeal of the injunction as it moves forward through the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in July. Ann Coulter and Jorge Ramos fiercely debated the actual census numbers concerning just how many illegals are now residing in the United States. Studies by award-winning journalists have put the number as high as 30 million, meaning a quarter of the Mexican population has moved to the United States.
Do you think that people are biologically predisposed to commit crimes?
No, I think there are cultures that are obviously deficient, and if they weren't deficient, you wouldn't be sitting in America interviewing me. I'd be sitting in Mexico. You fled that culture because there are a lot of problems with that culture. When you bring the people here, you bring those cultures here. That includes honor killings. It includes uncles raping their nieces. Not paying your taxes. It includes paying bribes to government officials. That isn't our culture.
But it's particularly difficult to be effective when the administration continues to sabotage its own efforts by embracing unconstitutional policies like the president's executive action. I think perhaps the larger tragedy is that the president has poisoned the well in Congress and destroyed any trust whatsoever between the executive branch and the Congress when it comes to fixing our broken immigration system.
I feel obliged to do everything I can lawfully with my executive authority to make sure that we don't keep on making the system worse.
As the illegals crossing become more desperate and violent, Ramos and others like Luis Gutierrez won't rest until the entire population of Mexico is here. A creeping cultural imperialism that can only break the back of the almighty American dollar and dream. John Baum for Infowars.com.
All right, and welcome back to this live edition of the InfoWars Nightly News. We'll be right back with Joe Biggs. He's live out there in Phoenix, Arizona. Wanted to talk about some of your Twitter questions. You can send us in your questions. I am at Leanne McAdoo, Do's News with a Z, and there's also Libertarian back there answering your questions on Twitter.
Rob?
In the future. Yeah, go ahead.
We've got the guy who put this event together is on with Biggs right now. We need to cut to them.
All right, let's go to him.
Cut to him.
All right, this is the guy who put this event together. He's talking right now.
And now my family is in hiding, and I'm having to go into hiding afterwards.
Do you have any different opinion after talking to him?
Nope. This is how it's been with a lot of Muslims, and some will still also say that they're allowed to sit there and deceive the infidel. So,
but you didn't have a nice conversation. You didn't get a positive reaction from that conversation.
We were peaceful. It was a peaceful conversation. I am capable. I am a Marine. I have discipline. I am capable to have a peaceful conversation with somebody. Okay, and I have questions, and I want answers, and that's what it came down to.
And now, and you brought up you got to wear a Kevlar. You've got some
got my
guys
family
surrounding you with guns. Was it worth it?
Absolutely. I just sacrificed myself. I just bought my house, first house I bought in my life. Okay, trying to raise my family out here. I just bought it a year ago, and now we're gonna have to sell it. I just sacrificed my entire livelihood just to expose what's going on in this country, okay? Our freedom of speech is under attack. If you don't believe me, there's a group of people over there that think that I should be beheaded for wearing a shirt or for drawing a cartoon. There's also a group of people over there that are not Muslims, but they are the same type of people that spit on our Vietnam veterans when they came home.
Well, there was a lot of spitting going on this side today, too.
And I don't condone that. So we'll do our part, and we're going to police our own. This gentleman over here said they're going to keep practice and do their part and police their own. I still encourage anybody in any major city to fire up your own freedom of speech rally. Don't call it an anti-Islam. Don't let the media twist it. But a freedom of speech rally, I want it to happen in every state, okay? And I hope they all remain peaceful.
What's planned from here on out tonight?
I hop in the truck with some fellow Americans, and we disappear for a while.
Disappear for a while. You say go into hiding or just go into?
I'm going into hiding for a while. All right, ISIS posted my address. My family's already way off the radar. And they've called for lone wolf attacks. I've had a few of these individuals over here that are saying they're going to murder me and all that stuff. Like we expected it. I know. I knew what we were coming here to. So I came here and I have not once said that I want any of them to be murdered. Okay, I support their First Amendment and their right to their freedom of speech. I support anybody coming out here that wants to burn the American flag.
He fought for that.
Do it peacefully. Get it out of your system. Go home. People can look at you, call you a dumbass, and you go about your way. And we all continue to live and get on with our lives.
Final question. Sorry. So there's a lot of police resources used up today. A lot of heated back and forth. Is it really worth it to make this point?
I didn't call for the police forces to be out here. They're out here because we were. Well, let me also say this. May 17th, we were out here.
Well,
we were out here fully armed. We came out here a few hours, voiced our opinion, held our protest. Everything was peaceful. There was a handful of cops. Everybody was courteous. All right. There was no throwing. There was nothing rude. We weren't throwing pig meat or nothing like that. And we all went home that night.
Now, though, today, a lot of police resources, potentially some bad blood. Was it worth it?
Yes, absolutely. Again, this had to be done just to show Americans and the rest
land
of the world
free,
that our
home of
freedom
the brave
of speech,
for a reason.
freedom of speech is
People
under
fought
attack.
for that.
Obviously, corporate-controlled media wouldn't understand that.
No.
INFOWARS.
INFOWARS.
What's up, man?
Nice. How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for your service.
Thanks.
Thank you for your service.
Talk to him,
Glad
Biggs.
you guys are out here, huh? Spreading the truth.
Yeah, I've been in.
Tell him he's live right
Cleveland.
now.
So I just flew in today from Cleveland. Now I'm going to Baltimore tomorrow.
I don't know if you can hear.
So.
Right on. Well, I appreciate you guys making it out here, and this guy's got a button on his backpack. Hey, I'll shake your hand. I don't agree with the button, but
Hey, Biggs.
good fortune. Hey, to each your own, and I support your freedom of speech, brother.
Yeah, I knew that would be out there.
Good fortune. Every culture in the world needs.
So Biggs.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? So ask him, he fought for those people there to have their right to free speech, for their right to be offended with him, their right to have their religion there in the middle there of Phoenix. You know, they might not agree with each other, but he fought for our rights to have the freedom of speech. I mean, if you could even just talk to him about that, because the mainstream media guy that was talking to him was like, well, was it worth it? I think when he signed up to join to be a Marine, it was worth it to fight for this country.
This used to be a Christian church. They bought it and they
gotta wait.
Sure.
So how does it feel, you know, fighting for your country like I did as well, and then you fought for the right to give people the ability to go out and do stuff like this, and then to be attacked?
It's sad, man. Lady Liberty is crying. This is ridiculous. I did fight for my country. I went to Iraq twice myself, and although I may not agree with everything that was going on with the war, I still rogered up to the call of duty. And this isn't the country that I want. This isn't the country that our founding fathers wanted. All right, this is tyranny. Right on the other side of that wire, right there. Mm-hmm. That's tyranny at its finest. They want to shut us up. Okay, they think it's okay for someone like me to be beheaded because I'm wearing a shirt or drawing a cartoon. And unfortunately, yeah, I had to sacrifice my own livelihood here in Arizona that I just started a year ago, all to expose what's going on in our country.
Wow. How does he feel about the fact the mainstream media wants him to be silent? The mainstream media is saying, well, why don't...
The mainstream media wanting you to be silent.
Was it worth it?
Wanting me to be silent? Or
asking you if it was worth it. Asking if it was worth it.
Yeah, that's Anderson Cooper. Fuck Anderson Cooper. Maybe that'll be my next shirt. Fuck Anderson Cooper. I'm sure he wants to behead me.
Yeah. Well, they consistently ask, was it worth it? I mean, was it worth it to go fight the war? Was it worth it there? Everything that, I mean, that's what we've come to.
It's amazing.
Saying, was it worth it to fight against this tyranny, to fight against these other people who are coming here to fundamentally change our country? Was it worth it?
And hopefully nothing goes wrong and people can go out there and say, well, you know, and put out their First Amendment.
Hopefully this will get a conversation started and not just demonize people who are exercising their First and Second Amendment, because they're allowed to do that. That is their right to do that. We're in America. And hopefully this will start a conversation. It won't just get turned into this racial division and, you know, racist white people against, you know, Joe, an entire religion and all that.
Joe, read some of those signs that I can't really make out what they are.
As soon as I get near here, people start shining lights.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's interesting.
I've got a tweet from Crazy Horse saying, thanks goes to the Phoenix Police Department.
That person doesn't want to be on camera. That person right there.
They're so far away and it's dark, I guess they don't understand how cameras work.
What does that one say? Love, not hate?
Yeah.
All right.
Love, not hate. One said, like I said, F ISIS, but don't F Islam. I can't see that good right now because I was just flashed in the eye. So.
Us too.
Let me,
no RevCom.
Let's see if I can.
No RevCom representatives. Are we seeing those?
Oh no, they're not going to be in a place like this.
Yeah. Biggs,
love
I
your
was
neighbor
wondering.
as yourself. Love your neighbor. A lot of people are holding love your neighbor signs.
Exactly.
I think those are the ones in the blue you guys were talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Do they bring those signs to these mosques when, you know, the people are preparing to go and, what do they call it?
Going jihad?
Yeah,
well, it seems like a couple people here that we've heard from, they've had personal effects from this where people have gone out and shot the one guy in the beginning.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
And then
there
the girl
was two,
he just talked to.
And then, yeah, that was right down the street. So they must have all known the same person that happened to, and that two people from this particular mosque, and they were indicted. And then they had two more. And so, you know, we don't want to say that it's this mosque, because I'm sure they have plenty of other mosques. There's a whole online community, things like that. So, you know, we don't want to say that they're training these people here or whatever, but there is some sort of an element. And so people need to be able to address this and to be able to say, wait a minute, this is not what we're about. What is happening? Let's see where the dark elements are within our own organization. And are they already under investigation? I mean, why is that not a point of focus? I wonder if, you know, that reporter went and asked anyone on that side anything like that.
No, he just wanted to condemn the Marine for speaking his mind and getting people active, getting people off their couches and protecting and exercising their First and Second Amendment. You can't have that.
Yeah.
They got to be at home watching TV.
Biggs, it'd be really interesting.
Thanks to all you out there that are watching TV right now.
Biggs,
watching us.
if you can hear me, it'd be really interesting for you to get maybe even a second interview with the people that had that experience.